Getting love about those. Thanks again for tuning in to yet another video. Infamous coming at you live from the West Coast yet again, San Jose, California. So let's go ahead and get into it, all right? The Sport Chief, it's been a little controversial. Indians copying Harley. They're copycats. They don't come up with anything innovative. They're lazy, all this other stuff that's been going around. And the way I see it, it's just not quite like that, all right? Now, you see the market, all right? Harley has been dominating the market for many, many years. American cruiser market, the bagger market, the touring. Harley's, yeah, they're the big fish, all right? And we see this in all the manufacturers, even in automobiles. Everybody's doing it. They see one manufacturer killing it in a specific market, and then, of course, you have Honda trying to copy Toyota, and then this Toyota trying to copy Honda. And then it's Chevy, Ford, everybody's, like I said, everybody's trying to get into the market. You see it with the trucks. It's everywhere, all right? So copying, yes, they are copying, but, they see the market, they see what's selling, and they want a piece of the pie. And, of course, they offer something different, something, probably a little bit better, maybe at a fair price. It's just this is the way the market works, and I don't really see any issue with it. I don't see any problem with Indian having their own version of what Harley's been selling very, very well ever since they introduced the Lowrider S. It's been a very hot seller for Harley as far as the Softail lineup. I believe the Lowrider S is their best selling bike, and for good reason, because they offer better suspension, better handling, better stopping power, more performance at a reasonable, price. So now we have the Sport Chief, which is pretty much a Lowrider S. It has pretty much everything the same as the Lowrider S, but they offer a little bit different, components, and they offer a little bit more technology at a lower price. So I don't know. I was going to make this video and just show you guys the lineup. Like I said, Harley's been killing it. They offer a lot of different models, and Harley's been doing it for over 125 years. They know what sells, and Indian could, they could offer something different and see if that sells. But they did offer, or they do have, a flat track racer. They have an FTR, which is a very well designed bike. It's a beautiful bike. You guys seen it on Dan the Fireman. He has a FTR. I don't know if he still has it, but I believe I've seen him riding around it. And it's a good looking bike. I'm a huge fan. It looks just like the Ducati. A well designed bike, a lot of performance, a lot of technology, and like I said, a very good looking bike. So many different options. I've test ridden the Rally and the Scout, the carbon fiber one, this one, and it was another one. So I've test ridden this bike, I'd say about 3 times, and I like it. All right, it's a good alternative, and it's something that that they made themselves. So as far as their lineup, as the Scout lineup, this is of course something that I believe they kind of made themselves. All right, so it's a little bit of both modern and a little bit of a classic style. You have a lot of different lines here. I've test ridden all of these Scout bikes, but yes, this is their own design. It's a little bit of a mixture of classic and new. So let's move on to the Chief. So you could look at this lineup, and I could pretty much tell you which one's what and what goes where. So of course, this is the Chief. This would be like the Street Bob or their standard. This one's the Dark Horse. I guess this is more like the Street Bob. So this is their standard. This is their Street Bob. This one, of course, is their Lowrider S. This one's kind of their own style. I guess this would be considered the Softail, the Softail Slim, the Chief Bobber, and you have the Dark Horse, Bobber Dark Horse. So this would be your Softail Slim Special. And then we look at this one, and you can obviously see the resemblance of the Super Chief and the Heritage. So we see it here. Okay, The Iron Springfield, we know what this is. This is the Road King. And then of course you have the Road King Special right here, the Chieftain. This is the Street Glide. So yes, they've been doing it. They actually redesigned the fairing on this one, and it looks 100 times better than what they used to have it. But of course, it looks a lot closer to the Street Glide. And I like these little lines, these redesigns. I like what they have to offer. The lines of their touring models or their baggers is a little bit more round, a little bit more modern. And then if you were to look at the Harley, of course, you could see it's a little bit more rigid, a little bit more chiseled. In my opinion, as far as the lines of the frame, the fuel tank, and the saddlebags, notably the saddlebags, and you can see how close they look. All right, so I believe when Indian made this change to the fairing, I'm just my opinion. I believe it just looks, like I said, 100 times better, and it's a really good looking bike. I had a lot of fun riding this bike, and like I said, they offer different components, different technology, rider assists, and at a lower price. So we also have the Challenger, which is something that's really new. It's their touring liquid cooled performance option. Harley doesn't have nothing like this available. So as far as copying, this isn't, I guess you could consider it as a road glide because it has a frame mounted fairing, but style wise, performance, and what you get out of this thing, it's a very impressive package for the price. And looking at this, and of course look at the Road Glide, in my opinion the Road Glide is still a better looking bike, but you can't deny that this thing's going to handle a lot better suspension, better handling. Performance wise, this thing handles like a stage 3 Road Glide. So of course we also have the Roadmaster, what this is, the Limited, and then we have the Indian Pursuit. You guys know what this is. This is the Road Glide Limited. So, and then the Elite, the Elite lineup, that's their CVO. That's their CVO lineup. So they have the Elite Road Glide, and I test rode this one myself. It's a Street Glide CVO. So a lot of great options here. So let's go ahead and look at the lineup, and you can see pretty much everything that we just saw. So the Super Chief, the Sport Chief, they don't have a Softail Slim anymore, but they used to have it. Then you have the Chief right here. You have the Dark Horse Chief, which is this. Then we go down here. We have the Elites, the CVOs. Then you have the Roadmaster. You have the Challenger. So yes, we see a trend here that they are copying. But like I said, it's just the competition. Indian sees what sells. Harley sells close to 100,000 bikes every year. I believe even last year, the 2022, during the recession, during the pandemic, they sold close to 100,000 bikes. And I believe, based on a recall information that Indian released on their scouts, I believe they've only sold like a handful of bikes ever since launch in 2016. I don't know, you guys let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? Like I said, I believe the competition is good. I like that Indian, is pushing Harley in a direction where they have to, bring something to the table. And I believe because of the Scout lineup, Harley, answered that with the Revolution Max. And of course, that was probably part of it. But of course, if you guys remember, Europe banned the Sportster, so maybe it was part Indian pushing them to modernize the V-twin, upgrade the Sportster, change it, because the Sportster has been left unchanged for close to 60 years, 70 years. So it was time, and maybe Harley can probably do something about the ride assists on the Softail lineup, because the Chief has a lot of technology. They have Ride Command, which is the riding modes. They have a TFT display. They have ABS standard, and it's a good looking bike. All right, I just wanted to say one more thing, of course, based off of a comment in the video. They don't feel like this is a good deal because of the dealer network. So that just depends on what you're doing to your bike. That depends if you're paying for the prepaid maintenance. That depends on if you plan on using the the dealership as your main facility to maintain your bike. So as far as myself with my bikes, I haven't gone back to the dealership at all. So like I said, that just depends. You guys might have a different situation. You guys might live in an HOA that are very strict about working on your bikes. Maybe you live at a mobile home where they don't allow you to do any maintenance on your bike, and you are forced to, of course, take it back to the dealership or take it to a shop, whatever you guys want to do. So I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments. Do you guys believe that devalues the bike? Do you believe that Indian, because they don't have that network, that dealer network support, you believe that they should be offering this bike at a lower price, below 18 or 17,000, just because of course they don't have the dealer network like Harley does. Harley, I believe, has somewhere around 600 something dealerships. They're probably closing a few more dealerships in the next coming years. But Indian, of course, they don't have dealers, dedicated dealers for their branding. They use other dealerships that have multiple, kind of like Spirit Motorcycle here in San Jose. You could buy Triumph, you could buy Can-Am, you could buy Indians, you could buy different bikes. It's not the same as Harley, where you go to a Harley dealership, that's all you get is Harley. Same thing with a service shop. You go to a Harley service shop, they know Harleys. That's it. So it's just a difference of night and day when it comes to the certified technician. If you guys remember Shade Tree Surgeon, he had that issue with his Ducati where he had I'm not going to get into it. I have a whole video on it, but he was then he was left with a bad taste in his mouth with this local dealer, and now he was planning on traveling an additional 100 miles just to go to the next dealership so he could fulfill the maintenance on his Ducati. Same thing with this. Depends on what's happening. It just depends. All right, the dealer network. It could be something that might devalue the bike. I don't know. You guys stay out there, stay safe. I'm rambling. Life's a risk. Get out there and ride. Later.